Okay, hello, Dr. Lawrence. How are you doing?
Good evening, Dr. Ghada. I'm very well, a bit tired, and I have a headache, and it's been a rainy day all day, which is why I'm a bit low today, to be honest. You're not seeing me at my best.
Yeah, I'm sure it will work well, and I hope that the rain stops very shortly.
Well, it may, but now we're in right now, as we start at 8 o'clock in the evening in England, the kickoff has happened with England and Italy in the European Soccer Championships.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I've got that in the back of my head as well.
Okay.
So it's
So,
probably good. It's probably good that I'm not watching it because I would
mhm,
get too excited. So keep me grounded, please, Dr. Ghada.
okay. So if we're going to start our session for today, this is one of multiple sessions we have met. We have already a contract between us that we are meeting multiple times,
Yes,
and we are discussing your goals out of the session.
yes.
Whether you would like to resume something that we've done before, or you would like to start ahead until we find the goal for your session today.
Okay, we'll start ahead. We'll start something new.
Yes, we could start something ahead. And I assure you, as much as we have always talked about confidentiality, so whatever we're saying here or in any other session, it's all totally, it's confidential.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's like I'm doing recording for the session.
Yeah,
If that's okay with you,
that's
it will be
very
used.
okay with me. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. It will be used for my assignment with the IECF. So
Yeah, yeah.
is that fine? Do I have your approval for
You
sharing it?
indeed have my approval to use it any way you like, whenever you like.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Lawrence. Okay, so let's start with your goal for the session.
Well, I think my goal is I need some motivation because I have a plan to work with young people to help them through a traditional schooling system that is woefully out of date, and they
Mhm.
know it,
Yeah.
and they are really unmotivated, and the educational system is not preparing them for their future, and they
Mhm.
know it. And so I'm working to try and circumvent that problem for the 10 million school children in the UK. So my goal, which is what you asked me, is to find a way to help young people, ostensibly in the UK, to find a path through a traditional and outdated, outmoded educational system, which they know is not preparing them for their future in a changed and volatile world.
Um, I like the way you put it in a very simple, very straightforward sentence. It has a description of the status quo and the perspective that you think of the children and of yourself. So maybe if you're searching motivation, both of us here are trying to find motivation in order to accomplish a goal that you're stripping relevance of. You're stripping it from relevance, and you think it's like it does not make enough sense for you. It shows like I feel that you don't have connection to the goal the way you're putting it.
I
You think
don't
it's
have a
like
connection.
yes.
Why would you say that?
I think like you think it's irrelevant. It's like a job that I want to do, and my sense is you're trying to put it in objective terms. But if you just like stress the point of irrelevance to the audience, this is everything for us as educators. We're bringing the world, we're teaching them to be of relevance to them. So if you think it's not relevant now, it's not relevant in the future. It's not never going to be relevant.
You're right.
So,
You're absolutely right. What is going on in this country and every other country that uses GCSEs and A-level
mhm,
syllabuses from Oxford and Cambridge,
mhm,
you are quite right. It is not relevant. It's irrelevant to the lives of young people as they move into this new world
mhm,
after lockdown. So any upheaval like war or COVID that has
yeah,
affected cultures, societies as big and as great and as wide as COVID has, will leave behind it a trail, a litany of depression and morose young people who are lost. And my goal, my passion is
mhm.
to show them the way, is to light a path for them through this old-fashioned schooling system that really needs a revolution of 10 million children to change.
So, is that another goal?
That is my goal. That is my goal. It's a big goal. How do you change the lives of 10 million young people?
Mhm.
You tell
Okay.
me. I don't.
Okay, we started off on teaching as a passion
Yeah.
because it has value. What's the value it brings to you?
Oh my God. Teaching per se, the word, you have to be very, you're an academic. Teaching has different meanings to different people.
So it's like as an educator,
Right.
you choose
As
to
an
be part.
educator,
Yeah.
officially, technically, I
Mhm,
am not a teacher. I am a university lecturer or
mhm,
professor, which
mhm,
means I don't teach. Okay? I don't actually teach. I profess. I stand on my stage and I wax lyrical to young people who are eager to learn from me because I know far more than they do about the topic, except they fall asleep. And so the problem is, why are they falling asleep? And so why is the British curriculum, which is basically the same as it was 100 years ago, putting to sleep 10 million children every day in this country? What to do? Teacher, tell me. Well, a teacher, what to do?
okay. So the way you're putting it, it shows that you sense the challenge.
Yeah,
So you sense the challenge. You maybe are not sure of the outcomes of your work
yeah,
because you think it's like it lost relevance.
yeah. Oh,
So,
completely.
so finding motivation here means that maybe our goal today would be to do what?
Our goal today would be to get me over a milestone
Hmm.
in this project I've taken on.
Hmm.
I've been running an academic project for 6 months with hundreds of people all over the world, seeking their feedback on in their country what is the problem with compulsory under 16 education. And I've been able with 300 or 400 people to look back and see what they've said. And the problem is the same all over the world, that the educational system is run by middle-aged white men when it needs to be run by young people who understand the future and the problems they face and are not biased by imperialism and Western colonialism and are embracing globalization and all the problems of climate change in the world with innovative, creative solutions. But our educational system does not enable young people to make creative and innovative, collaborative, international decisions about the emergencies that are facing their futures.
What would you feel if this becomes a possibility?
I would feel that my life has not been in vain and I would die a happy man.
Will this contribute to your motivation?
Just a bit, yeah. Yeah, you're right there. This contributes to my motivation. I want to die a happy man. I want my daughters, my two daughters, I want them to be able to face the world confident in their own abilities and those of young people of their own age, to negate, not solve. I don't believe they can solve the problems that my generation has left them behind, but negate the worst priorities that will affect them and their own children.
Mhm.
It's not a small goal.
But it's a noble goal.
It's
I
a
can see
noble
you.
goal, and I have hundreds of followers, and I'm opening up to the UK now with 2 or 3 social media sites and government petitions to say enough is enough.
Mhm.
Wake up and smell the roses. We need to make changes now. We don't know how to do that, but our children do. And so we need to hand over the controls to the young people to tell us what they need in the way of skill sets. So my goal, as you asked me before, is to move over this next hurdle that I'm facing in my long-term goal. It's a 2-year goal, which will take me through almost to retirement. But what it will leave behind is a national one-stop educational portal,
Mhm.
which offers advice, curriculum, podcasts and e-learning foundations to set a foundation, a layer of nearly 100 life-worthy skill sets
Mhm.
that young people can pick and choose and move up that triangle to their passion and find their passion in life for the benefit of their humanity and their generation and successive generations.
This is such a marvelous goal, and it's beautifully charted out. So it's like it's. I can see it's easy for people to relate to this kind of goal. So I wonder if you just have 100 followers, you must have more.
Yeah, well, this was a
So
research project. All it was, Ghada, was a research project to give me direction. And so it became an international research project with 300 people who came into my Facebook group and said, this is what we think.
Mhm.
And they're still there. They're all still there. I stopped new people coming in because I couldn't cope anymore with more than 300 people. And they've given me 80 to 90 areas that they feel their children are missing in school, but are lifelong skill sets they should and must
Okay.
become aware of. And so we have to instigate, initiate, forge these as an amenable approach to young people the world over. It's not just England. This is an international problem.
Mhm. How do you
So
feel now? How do
I,
you feel now after
I feel
putting it like this?
I feel angry.
How does
I felt angry for 30 years. The Australians realized this 30 years ago and they changed their 16 plus. They changed their educational system, not to GCSEs, not to O-levels and A-levels, but they changed it to portfolio-based learnings, collaborative sharing, and creative innovation. They changed their entire system based from Queensland out, and they called it the Futures Curriculum, the new basics. And so the outcome of that, with 10,000 stakeholders feeding into this project, 10,000, was that we don't know who to employ in our company because they're all turning up with the same O-level certificates and GCSE. How do I know who to employ? I don't know anything about these people. I just pick one. What do I do? Do I pick one with the highest grade? I don't know. I don't want people with the highest grades. I want people who are communicative and empathetic, and they have emotional intelligence, and they can innovate, and they can collaborate readily. How do I know from O-level certificates who those kids are? So they changed it to portfolio-based outcomes where every child does internships and works in an adult team and is treated as an adult from the age of 14. And they bring those skill sets back to school and they act. You treat children like adults, they behave like adults. You tie them to a desk and you control them every day for 8 hours, and they are children. They will behave like children because they're pushing back. Yeah. So we spend the first 3 or 4 years of childhood learning to be expressive and to be creative and to be innovative and to be excited and enthused. And then we spend the next 12 years sitting children down in schools in regimented rows, telling them to sit down and shut up. No wonder they're confused. No wonder they're falling out at the rate of 30 or 40% in the West from schools. No child left behind. Every child's being left behind. You imagine if there was a world where children were listened to, and that enthusiasm that they have from the age of 6 and 7 and 8 continues through to 13 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 22. That love for life, that creative innovation, if we could maintain it, hold it tight as the main outcome of the national schooling system. And there are schools doing this. The Acton Academy, for example, in America. There's a lot going on in Canada and America because they're not government run, they're not federal controlled, they're individual community controlled. And they have town meetings whereby you can petition the local community heads to change the educational system. It's not hidebound by law. There are certain outcomes that have to be maintained from syllabus, but the curriculum can change, the methodologies can change. So in England, we're very constrained because we're a small country run by one government. Easy to manipulate us because we're a tiny country with 70 million people, oversubscribed with people and children. But the government control every aspect of it. So the Acton Academy don't want teachers, they want coaches. They want people to come in and ask children questions, sit them in groups, give them focus groups, give them keywords, give them tasks, authentic tasks, and they then come up with the solutions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not controlling, that's freeing.
Yes. Yes. So now that we're talking about your goal, I think the way you put it, but you're describing a tension of structures where the process is fires the goals. So if we shift the process, and you have beautifully actually related examples that are very practical, people who just like highlighted procedures. You have an ambitious project already with followers. So if we go back to the goal of the session, do you think it's still about finding motivation?
Finding what?
Motivation?
Yeah, I do actually, because I'm at a point now where I have to move in a different direction. I've got my 6 months of research done, Q1, Q2 in international research. I've got that. I know where to go with it. It's just finding the time to move forward and produce 100 e-learning courses and 100 podcasts that will engage young people. I don't have the support, I don't have the help. And I'm trying to find people who can help me. I have a young man who's writing my podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm beginning to put them on a hosting already. This could take me 3 years. This is a massive project, a one-stop shop for all the children in England and their parents.
Mm-hmm.
I need a business plan that is realistic. I need a team of people working for me. I need cutting edge pedagogies,
Mm-hmm.
future-proofed, not previous, but future-proofed. I need to look ahead 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can do that. Paradigms are shifting so fast. Needs are shifting so fast. Complications such as political and social shifts based out of climate change and power ratios. It's just a minefield of issues and problems. Now, you're asking me to pin myself down to one goal. One goal that I have.
It can be multiple goals if you wish. But
Yeah, no, I've got enough on my plate. So the one goal I've got to get sorted out this month, not this month.
Mhm.
Yeah, this month. It's the 11th today. So I'm going to
Mhm.
give you a gift. My goal for this month is to get the website organized and designed. There,
Mhm.
I've just decided. The website is going to host the podcasts. I'm writing this down. It's going
Mhm.
to host the e-learning. It's going to
Okay.
host the tutoring. It's going to host the it's going to host the research. All right. I have to run a research project and begin that in the next 6 months. So it's rolling to bring on board parents of 10 million children. Easy, right?
It starts this month that you are going to start with the website.
Oh my God. Yes, it does. It
It
must.
starts.
It must. Otherwise, I'll be doing this for 4 years and it'll all be out of date. I must get that website prepared with my designer in the next 20 days. So 3 weeks.
What else do you need in order to have it satisfactory and motivating enough for you?
Good question.
What else do
Very
you
good
need?
question. I need technical help.
Mhm.
I need scripts. I need, what else do I need? I need menu items.
Mhm.
I need technical help. I need scripts. I need designer. I need a designer. And I need to understand the platforms of the social media reach. That's all. 3 weeks is enough, right? Technical scripts. I need the menu items. So I need to design the website and future-proof. I need to future-proof. Everything has to be future-proof is my mantra. Future-proof. Something that's almost impossible in this time of the world is future-proofing. The platforms of the social media reach, and they all have to tie in together in order to bring parents on board, because it's the parents I need to change. And then the parents will enable the access for the children. In this country, we have no access to children. You can't contact them. It's illegal. So you have to contact the parents, bring the parents on board, who will then say to little Johnny, hey, there's this website out there that's got podcasts on that are only 6 minutes long. Why don't you listen to 7 or 8 of these? Because I think these topics you need to know about.
So,
And then,
okay.
and then we need to bring in the children by engaging them. And the secret is all about engaging them.
Okay, so I think you can now identify the keywords. The audience are mostly parents, but as access points to the kids.
Yeah.
And so is the target audience here is adults or people who have their kids in their education.
Yeah. Teachers,
And
educators, yeah.
you want to provide material to the kids that is engaging.
Yeah.
And that's going maybe to fix the idea of relevance. So maybe the education that we have now, as we were talking at the beginning of the session, it's like you allowed me to remind you of things that we talked about before.
Yeah.
So if it was a problem that students are not engaged, it's
Who's
like,
that?
okay, okay.
Hello.
Hello, Mariam. Just like
Hello,
say hi.
Mariam.
Hi.
Good evening to you. How are you, Mariam? How nice to see you.
Okay, it's just after my mobile. You can have it. It's like,
I'm
go
just
and take
sending
it.
you a good night wishes from England.
Thank you, thank you. So she'll get the but later because I have the headphones, she doesn't. It's like,
Yeah.
but she can see and say hi. And of course, she loves strangers. Okay.
All right. Good. Well, I'm glad. So we have a goal. So when are we meeting again? How about Tuesday? You've frozen on me. You're into. I think she switched on your data, so now I can't hear you or see you. Take your phone back now. All right, I'm going to cut the session now because you've gone completely away. So I'll thank you very much indeed. I don't know if you're still recording, but it's all gone dead this end. So I'll see you Tuesday. Let me know the time. Thank you for today. Bye.